All right, let's just get right into it. I want you to forget everything you thought you knew about the future of computing. Seriously. Because the stuff that was supposed to be decades away, well, it's happening right now. And it's moving way faster than anyone, even the top physicist, ever thought was possible.
This isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. Not at all. These breakthroughs are real, they're documented, and honestly, they're already starting to reshape our world. We are talking about a fundamental rewrite of the rules of technology, and maybe even human capability itself. Look at this. The next 3 years. That's it. That's the window we're talking about. These 3 years are going to determine whether we're actually ready for the next phase of civilization or if we're about to be completely blindsided by it.
So that leads to the big question, right? The one we have to ask ourselves. What is actually coming down the pike? How on earth did we get here so incredibly fast? And what does it really mean for all of us?
That quote pretty much says it all. And get this, that's not from some tech blogger. That came from inside the scientific community itself. That's the moment when a really niche area of research suddenly crossed over into a world-altering reality. So what was the breakthrough that sent out this massive shockwave? It all comes down to that number, 10 septillion. Google's Willow chip did a calculation in just 5 minutes. A calculation that would take the most powerful supercomputer on Earth 10 septillion years to solve. I mean, to put that in perspective, the entire universe is only about 13.8 billion years old. So yeah, this isn't just a little speed bump. It's a total annihilation of every benchmark we had before. But here's what's really interesting. It's not just about the speed. The real story is that they solved the one fatal flaw that held quantum computing back for 40 years. This is the moment a physics problem officially became an engineering problem. So the problem has always been this thing called quantum error. The best way to think about it is like building a tower, but every single new floor you add makes the entire foundation shakier. For decades, the more quantum bits, or qubits, you added, the more unstable and error-prone the whole system became. It was a catch-22. And this, right here, shows you the huge shift perfectly. The old way, it was basically a dead end. But this new breakthrough completely flips the equation on its head. For the very first time, adding more qubits actually reduces the errors. And that, my friends, is the difference between a fragile science experiment and a scalable, revolutionary technology. So, with that fundamental lock finally broken, the floodgates have just swung wide open. Let's get back to that timeline and see how this all builds into a full-blown revolution over just the next 3 years. Now, this whole revolution isn't happening all at once. It's really unfolding in 3 very distinct stages. First, in 2025, we're seeing this idea of quantum advantage go from theory to actual business value. Then, 2026 is all about access, making this power available to everyone through the cloud. And then, there's 2027. That's the year the ground truly shifts beneath our feet. Okay, so we're in 2025, the year of what they call quantum advantage. And all that really means is we've hit the point where quantum computers can solve specific, real-world problems better or faster than any classical supercomputer. And it's already happening. You've got HSBC making better trades, Ford slashing complex logistics problems, and IonQ speeding up medical research. These are not minor tweaks. This is the first clear signal of a massive technological shift. And of course, the money is right there behind it. This market is projected to grow even faster than the internet did back in the 90s. I mean, when you see names like NVIDIA, Google Ventures, and JP Morgan Chase all pouring in billions at the same time, you know they're seeing something truly transformative on the horizon. So next year, this incredible power gets democratized. You won't need a multi-million-dollar lab anymore. Through cloud platforms from Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft, pretty much any company with a subscription can start using this tech, combining it with their existing computers to solve problems that neither machine could handle on its own. And that brings us to 2027. This is the big one. This is when quantum computers are expected to become powerful enough to break the encryption that protects basically everything, from your bank account to national security secrets. We are officially in a race between the machines that can crack the code and the systems we need to build to defend against them. So here's the crucial point to understand. This isn't just about building faster computers. Not even close. This is about a ripple effect that is going to fundamentally reshape entire industries, literally from the ground up.
And we're already seeing it happen. In medicine, it could shave years off of drug development. In finance, it's creating trading algorithms that are just flat out superior. In material science, we can start designing revolutionary new materials for things like batteries and aerospace. And its convergence with AI could unlock capabilities we can't even begin to imagine yet.
But, and this is a big but, with this explosion in capability comes a challenge that almost nobody is talking about enough. And that is, we simply do not have enough people who know how to build and operate this technology. According to McKinsey, that's how many new quantum professionals we're going to need by 2030. 250,000. Universities are scrambling to create programs, but the demand is just completely outpacing the supply right now. Now, what's really fascinating about this slide is just how starkly it lays out the problem. Globally, for every single qualified quantum professional out there, there are 3 open jobs waiting to be filled. This talent shortage is probably one of the biggest bottlenecks holding back progress. Well, naturally, whenever you have this much disruption, a financial frenzy is going to follow. So welcome to the great quantum gold rush. This is a classic sign that a technology is crossing into the mainstream, the moment R&D investment gets totally overshadowed by pure market speculation. And that makes it incredibly hard for anyone to separate the real, solid progress from all the hype. I mean, just look at these numbers, they're wild. When you see returns like this in a single year, it tells you one of two things. Either we are witnessing the birth of a technology on the same level as the internet, or we're in a speculative bubble that could be absolutely devastating for investors who aren't prepared. And here's the most important thing to remember through all this. Both of those things can be true at the same time. The breakthroughs are absolutely legitimate, the applications are coming, but in the short term, hype almost always outpaces reality, and the market can act in some pretty wild, irrational ways. So let's just zoom all the way out for a second. What are we really looking at here? This is not just another tech trend. The internet connected us. AI is augmenting us. But quantum computing is different. It feels more like a foundational shift, like the discovery of fire or the invention of electricity. A technology that doesn't just change what we do, it changes what we are. And that leaves us all with the ultimate question. Is this going to be a tool that cures diseases and democratizes science, or will it become a weapon that breaks global security and concentrates power in the hands of a few? The next few years are going to decide. And now you're here, watching it all happen in real time.